Hi, my name is Jennifer and I've been working in the fitness industry for over 20 years. For the past 12 years, I've been working as a Pilates instructor. Pilates-4-Athletic Conditioning is designed for the intermediate to the advanced Pilates student. The primary focus of our mat work section will be on core conditioning. In addition, there are some bonus tracks for those students who have access to the split pedal stability chair and/or the reformer. When used in its entirety, this DVD provides a full-body, weight-bearing workout that will challenge you mentally and physically. We will begin with an abbreviated warm-up to cover the 5 basic principles of Pilates training. Those principles are breathing, pelvic placement, rib cage placement, shoulder scapular placement, and head and neck placement. Begin by sitting on the floor with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Round forward so the head hangs between the knees and focus on your breath pattern. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth, focusing on scooping through the low abdominals, creating space between the belly and the thighs. Maintain the C curve of the spine. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, using this next exhale to slowly roll up, stacking the vertebrae one at a time as you come to a seated position. Sitting comfortably with the legs crossed, the legs extended out in front of you, or with one knee bent in. Whatever helps you sit up as tall as you can. Reach your arms overhead, palms face each other. Inhale to lift the shoulder blades up, exhale to slide the shoulder blades down. Inhale to reach the fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale to slide the shoulder blades down the back. Trying to keep the rib cage closed as you reach those arms up, and then plugging those shoulder blades in. Looking from side to side, keeping the tension out of the neck. Try to get as much movement through the neck as you can, still breathing in and out through the nose and the mouth. Lowering the arms, reaching them directly in front of you. Protract your shoulder blades, spread the shoulder blades apart, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale to reach those fingertips forward, and then exhale to squeeze the shoulder blades back. One more time, protract, and then retract, and drop those hands to the knees. You should feel stable across the shoulders, but not rigid. Coming down onto the floor for the breath pattern. Let's roll to one side. Stacking the shoulders, stacking the hips. The top arm reaches up to the ceiling as you breathe in. Exhale to open the arm all the way to the other side. And right here, focus on breathing in. You're going to feel that breath pattern go into the rib cage. And then as you exhale, pull the belly button back towards the spine. You'll have one more breath there. And exhale, close that arm. Rolling onto the back. Keep the knees bent. Focusing on pelvic placement. Taking the fingertips, placing them on the hip bones and the thumbs on the bottom rib. As you exhale, you'll flatten out your low back, feeling the space grow smaller between those 2 points. And as you inhale back to a neutral position with the spine, you'll feel the space get larger. Again, exhale, flatten out the low back. And then inhale, release the arms down to the sides. Going right into hip rolls, articulating through the spine as you roll up onto the shoulders without rolling onto the neck. Inhale at the top of the movement, and then exhale, roll down smoothly, right through that imprint, back to neutral. Inhale at the bottom, and then exhale to scoop and roll back up onto the shoulders, pushing all 10 toes into the floor. Exhaling back down through the spine, releasing that sacrum down to the mat. As you're rolling up, try not to let those knees flare open. You should be feeling this through the glutes, the hamstrings, the low abdominals, without feeling any tension through the neck and shoulders. Completing a couple more repetitions. Focusing on your breath pattern. Working on articulating through the spine. And on this last roll down, you'll stop in imprint position, keeping that low back down, floating that right leg up, then the left leg up, then the right leg down, and the left leg down. So you keep a posterior pelvic tilt, which helps brace the low abdominals, and you're going to feel your workload as you're reaching that foot down or as you're lifting the leg up. Abs stay engaged, front of the rib cage stays closed, and you're still breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Release back to neutral position, which allows you to have a little bit of space between the low back and the mat. Head and neck placement. We always nod our chin slightly before we lift the head up off the mat. So dropping the chin slightly towards the chest, your fist should approximately fit between the chin and the collarbone. Now practice that without the hand. Inhale, nod the chin, and then exhale, peel the head, shoulders up, maintaining your neutral positioning through the pelvis. You'll inhale at the top, and then exhale to roll back down. The first section of core conditioning will focus on abdominals. Beginning with the ab prep. The knees are bent, feet are flat. You'll lift your head, shoulders up off the mat, and then you'll roll back down. Inhaling as you nod the chin slightly, exhaling to lift the head, shoulders, inhale at the top, and then exhale, roll back down. Nod the chin, lift, reach those fingertips towards your feet, and then roll back down. This exercise helps prepare us for the hundreds. One more, inhale, nod the chin. We'll stay up, going right into the hundreds, pumping those arms, breathing in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. Scooping through the low abdominals and lifting the legs up into tabletop. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. You also have the option of lengthening those legs out, squeezing the inner thighs together, keeping the elbows slightly bent so that you don't find your head, shoulders bobbing up and down. And just make sure you're breathing in for 5 counts, exhaling out for 5 counts. Keeping that low back down on the mat. Inhale to bend those knees in. Exhale to release down. Moving on into the roll up with the legs out long, feet flexed, arms overhead. Take a breath in, reach the fingertips to the ceiling, and then exhale to scoop and round forward over the thighs without collapsing down. As you roll down, you use a full breath as well. Inhale, exhale, roll up. Stay scooped through the low abdominals. And then inhale to send the low back down first. Exhale, smoothly rolling all the way through the spine, reaching the arms overhead. As you roll down, focus on opening up that hip joint. Inhale, exhale, scoop to roll up. Reach those heels away from the body. And keep the movement fluid, controlled, without any pain in the neck and shoulders. Your option to make this more difficult is to place the hands in front of the forehead. As you roll down, you'll first stack the vertebra and then hinge at the hips and roll through the spine. Keep the elbows back. Inhale, exhale to roll forward. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, hinge back. Try to get that low back down first. Smoothly roll down. Inhale, exhale, belly button continues to pull back towards the spine. You'll sit up tall, hinge, and roll. This is a much more difficult variation of this exercise, so if you find that you start getting tired with it, you're welcome to go back to the first variation. Last one, rolling up. We'll stay up. Bending your knees, reaching the arms in front of you for the half roll back. Inhale to roll back without actually letting the low back rest on the floor. Exhale to come back to that C-curved position that we started in. If the breath pattern feels awkward, you can always reverse it. But exhaling as you come forward helps to facilitate the transverse abdominis, really helping you scoop through the low abdominals and staying in control of the exercise. Inhale, rolling back, reaching the arms overhead, reaching forward, and coming back up. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, reach in front of you. Exhale, come forward. Keeping that rib cage closed as you reach the arms overhead. Inhale as you roll back. Exhale to reach up. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, come forward. Going into rotation, you'll open the right arm out as you roll backwards and then come forward. Close the hand. So as you're rolling back, try not to let your hips wiggle around. You want those knees to basically stay level. And again, your breath pattern is your choice. You can exhale to roll back, inhale to roll forward, or reverse that breath pattern, inhale opening out and exhaling as you close. You're also keeping the low back off the floor, so you're not rolling completely down onto the mat. Stay back and just open one arm and close, and open the other arm and close it, increasing the difficulty level of the exercise. Anytime you need to take a break, please do. You do not ever want to feel this go into the low back. Just a few more each direction. Making sure you're not holding your breath. And then make genie arms, and it's a smaller range of motion. Inhale and exhale, rotating the rib cage on top of the pelvis, keeping the knees still, keeping the low abdominals engaged, keeping the neck and shoulders relaxed. Come back to the center, reach those arms out in front of you. Last little challenge with this portion. You'll roll back an inch and hold. Roll back another inch and hold. And again. Twice more. Try not to let the shoulder blades touch down just yet. Hold it there. Reach your arms up and release all the way back. Bringing the legs together, pointing the toes, grabbing the hands, getting a nice long stretch right across the front of the torso. Take a couple of breaths in and out, and just relax. Going into the tabletop series next. Flattening out the low back, bringing the legs up into tabletop position. Inhale, nod the chin. Exhale, peel up, and single leg stretch. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. If you want to add arms, The opposite hand touches the inside of the knee. The same hand touches the outside of the ankle. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Lengthening the leg completely, trying to maintain the shoulders off the mat, and try to keep the pressure and tension out of the neck and jaw. Coming back to tabletop, hands behind the head for your crossover. Opposite armpit towards the knee, elbow towards the ceiling. Same breath pattern. Keeping the low back pressing down, keeping those elbows wide. Inhale and exhale. Coming back to the center for slow double leg stretch. Soles of the feet together, hands on the knees. Use your exhale to lift the head, shoulders. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Exhale, reach the arms overhead. Inhale, point, sweep, come up to a V position. Exhale, roll back down, head to the floor. Inhale, nod the chin. Exhale, lift the head, shoulders. Inhale, lengthen the legs, hands by the sides. Exhale, flex your feet, reach your arms overhead. Inhale, point, sweep, lift up. Exhale, roll back down. So nodding the chin, lifting the head, shoulders, straightening the legs, flexing your feet as you reach your arms overhead, and then you'll laterally rotate, turn the legs out, point the toes on that last little section. Lifting the head, shoulders, lengthening the legs, reaching the arms overhead, sweeping the arms around, trying to lift up higher into a V position, and rolling back down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to flex and reach, inhale, point, sweep, exhale, roll down, last one, nod the chin, lift the head, shoulders up, lengthen the legs out, reach your arms overhead, rotate those legs, lift up, and roll it back down. Inhale to nod the chin, exhale to lift the head, shoulders up, bring the knees together. Regular double leg stretch has the arms reach overhead as the legs lengthen out, and then you bring your legs back into tabletop as you sweep the arms around down by the sides. As you reach your arms overhead, try not to let your head, shoulders drop down. As you reach those legs out long, you're not letting the low back pop up off the floor. Inhale and exhale, inhale, exhale, right into scissors, split the legs, little pulse, 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 pulse. Thinking about lifting the upper body to meet the thigh rather than yanking the leg down towards the head. Inhale as you switch the legs, exhale as you do your pulse. If this is too much stretch on the hamstrings, you can always keep the knees slightly bent. Making sure you have nice pointed toes, long legs as much as possible, and then bring the knees back together and you'll release down. Teaser prep. With the right leg up in tabletop, arms overhead, you're going to scoop and roll up into a V position and then roll back down. Inhale the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, press the low back down. Extend that right leg. Reach your arms up as you inhale. Exhale, roll the low back